amid the challenges that you are facing, that you are experiencing, that seem insurmountable, it's painful, and it's consuming your mind with all the thoughts, the difficulties. How am I going to? And even, I don't know what to do. And everything else, and you are feeling blocked. What if you decided, what's the good in this? What's positive in this? Because challenges are meant to make you grow. That's it. Life is all about growth and contribution. You are not here to look pretty, beautiful. You are unique. You actually are beautiful. But most of you don't see yourselves as such. The turnaround comes when you ask that question, because you have flipped a switch. And the more you begin to look and ask the question in the face of every challenge, what's the good in this? What's positive in this? The more often you do it, which frankly should be every day, with every little difficulty, problem, challenge, obstacle, roadblock that you experience, you begin creating a new passage, a new way of thinking in your brain. And consequently, the universe is absolutely, definitely, positively going to begin to bring the things to you that are positive that you never considered. You heard that? You heard that? That's the noise. That is hitting the curb. That is what is saying, wake the fuck up. That's what it's all about. So, because when we begin drowning by focusing on the problems and the difficulties in our lives, it's as if you're a drunk driver. I see them almost every morning when I'm out with the dog. So I have to be very careful because the road is empty, and suddenly one who should be in his lane is literally hitting the curb, or there's another name for it, but you all know what I mean, hitting the edge of the lane, then he straightens up. This is what we do, and this is how we do it when we focus on the problem. So let's take, for instance, an example. What example could I use? You get an eviction notice. All right? You have to move, and you have a time period within which to move. You sit and you muddle and you sit in it and you can't pick and you whatever it is. But as soon as you ask the question, okay, what's the good in this? Well, you know, I never really liked this place. So if I could start focusing on the areas that I really would prefer to live, that would be fantastic. Because you know, I saw this particular area where I always wanted to live, but I just never thought about it. So that's already one spark. And then, all right, if you have children, I wonder if the children, you know, there's a much better school, but it was so far away. But if I could focus on seeing if I could find a place that's affordable in this particular area, I prefer the schools in that area. So it would be easier to take them to the children to school. What about the job? You know, I would meet a better class of people. And don't take that as snobbish. You have to raise your game. It is not right to constantly live in an area where you do not vibrate with the people in the area. You must always be living in places where people have a mentality of abundance and prosperity, where they speak in a way that encourages you and supports you in what you want to do, where people have goals and they are constantly, and this is the most important part, they are always pursuing goals to uplift themselves and uplift their community in whatever way, even if it's just by their presence.